Right, hello there Year 7. So our next bit in our geography booklet is all about how do people use the rock formations as how they've changed over time. And the most important bit about that is to do with soils. Now, soils are a resource that are vital for all living things. They're made from a mixture of tiny particles of broken up rock, along with dead plants, animals, and air and water. Now, why is soil so important? That is because there's so little of it on the Earth. 3/4 of the planet's surface is covered with water, and 1/8 is covered by either swamp, desert, mountains, or ice. Those parts of the world contain no soil. So that poses a problem. And then as you go sort of into smaller and smaller chunks, parts of the earth are too rocky, other parts are too hot, and parts are too wet. Only one part out of every 32 on the earth is suitable to grow crops on, and you require that in order to feed the nearly 7 billion people that are currently on our planet. So there are 3 different types of soil. You've got sandy soil, then you have clay soil, chalky soil, and peat. And in the booklet, you have the various things that makes these soils unique and different from one another. Now, what you need to understand is how precious soil really is. Without it, you wouldn't be able to grow any food, and then human beings would starve, and other life forms and organisms need it in order to survive, because we all contribute to the ecosystem. So it takes roughly 400 years to develop 1 centimetre of soil. That means it takes between 3,000 to 12,000 years to develop enough soil in order to farm. Now, if you think about how much 1 centimetre really is, and how much soil you need in order to plant crops, it's a phenomenal amount. So soil really is the primary building material of everything on planet Earth, and without it, we would be stuffed. Now, not only is it incredibly useful to grow crops with for food, but about half of the world's population, just over 3 billion people, live or work in buildings constructed from soil. So they build straight on top of it. It also acts as a drainage system. It absorbs lots and lots of water in order to prevent flooding. So all of these processes within our ecosystem allow human beings a better quality of life. Farming takes advantage of good soil that's very, very nutrient dense so that you can feed the planet. Not every soil is useful for that. Some soils don't have that, so therefore they're not farmed, but they can be used for other things. Now, the most important region in the UK for farming is the Fens in East Anglia. So the fertile soils and the warm climate allow for the growing of crops like wheat and barley, which are used in things like bread. So these are ideal to feed large numbers of people with a relatively small amount of land. So one thing to also bear in mind is that there is a concept of soil erosion, whereby changes in the climate, whether it be due to lots and lots of flooding, increased winds, can cause the soil to erode away. And without it, and if that continues to occur, and the soil gets blown away and all of the good soil is lost, human beings are going to struggle to feed one another. Because if they can't have the nice, nutrient-dense soil to grow lots and lots of food, there's not going to be any food for anybody to eat, so there's something to bear in mind. So, for this lesson, what you've got to do, you've got 4 questions at the bottom of the booklet, okay? So, you need to make sure you pay attention and read closely, particularly when it goes through the various different types of soil and sort of the characteristics of those, because that will be crucial in terms of answering question 2. And also make sure you pay close attention in reading the final paragraph about the Fens in East Anglia, because that will be incredibly useful for answering the 4th question. So, thank you very much, Year 7. Continue to send evidence to your teacher to make sure they can keep ticking you off their list. So thank you very much.